Next week, we'll be discussing Top Gun Maverick from 2022. Chris, how was your watch?
So I saw this movie in theaters when it came out. I wasn't super ready to go see it because I had never and still have never seen the original Top Gun. But
Wow.
my mother wanted to go, my wife wanted to go, so a lot of people in my area wanted to go, so I went and I loved it. It was one of those, it was the first movie after the pandemic that really felt or captured that like summer movie magic of it's just exciting and thrilling. And I didn't really care if it was the best plot or if there was plot holes all over the place. It didn't matter. It was just really fun and really exciting. And I rewatched it just recently for this podcast, and once again, there were certain parts where I got goosebumps, and as an educated movie watcher, I felt a little sad that I was getting goosebumps at a Maverick movie, but at the same time, I enjoyed every moment of it. So I'm in for Maverick for sure. Tom, what about your first impressions? I'm sure they're exactly the same as mine, right?
Oh God. I have a version of this first impressions where I just curse for about 5 minutes straight, and poor KJ has to bleep them out. But I won't do that one. I saw this for the first time for this podcast. I finished it about an hour ago, and I've seen the first one because we did it for the show, and I really dislike the first one. I think this movie is better than the first one. I really, really strongly dislike this movie. I think the last 25 minutes or so, the dogfight is pretty exciting. I think the cinematography is pretty lovely throughout the film. What is lacking for me is, first of all, I'm not a Tom Cruise fan. I think, with the exception of the Mission Impossible films, he's pretty hard to watch. And I think that includes this movie. His kind of emotional scenes are a combination of like grimacing and looking into the sunset or something like that. And there aren't a lot of characters in this movie. They really don't. The writers of this film really do not generate characters. I know at one point there's somebody named Yale, but we might see his face at one point, but he certainly isn't a character in any kind of meaningful way. And that's even true of Miles Teller's character, Rooster, who is not developed. We don't know anything about him. Um, we don't exactly know very much about Jennifer Connelly's character. Why is she interested in this guy? How is there, there's no kind of like wit or sparkle to it. However, those last 25 minutes really are exciting, and that's when you could see the director, who's very skilled. He's a very good director, and the cinematography kind of get to take over the picture. They kind of take it away from the actors and the screenwriters and just get to give us this really thrilling and really well filmed dogfight. And that last 25 minutes I did enjoy. Ragnar, how was your watch?
Tom is, of course, incorrect about everything he said. Walking out of the
Not just
theater,
today.
All
all the
147
time.
episodes.
No, not just
Wait,
about movies,
Jennifer
anything.
Connelly, what is this? A family drama? We're talking about jet fighters. The only character I need developed is Tom Cruise and his jet fighter. No, but walking out of the theater, I was a little bit upset that it takes a 60-year-old Tom Cruise to get back into the movies and actually make a proper action film that is phenomenal. I'm tired of all the Marvel movies. I'm tired of all the John Wick movies that are just mind-numbing action. This movie was incredible. It didn't have a single bullet or explosion except for the first one in the intro for the first 120, first hour and 25 minutes. But still, it was super engaging, and then by the time it gets to the action scene, the last 25 minutes, which was what Tom was referring to, your socks are knocked off. I thought it was phenomenal. Hey KJ, what do you think about it?
Everybody I know was recommending this movie. My friends who are movie lovers, the Marvel crowd, the blockbuster crowd, even the art house crowd a little bit was like, yeah, okay. It was like everybody was recommending it, but I was still kind of like, I want to see it. I loved the first movie, at least the soundtrack. So we watched it, and it was great. We watched it as a family on the living room TV with the surround sound, and I loved it. I actually think it should have won Best Picture that year. I loved Everything Everywhere All at Once. Listen to the episode you just listened to for more on that, but I really, really liked Top Gun Maverick. And just like Tom, I guess my favorite character might have been Yale. Right, Tom? Was that one of your? Is that...
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
There's a
Who?
character
I've
named
seen this
Yale.
movie twice. I have no idea who you guys are talking
Well,
about.
this is my problem.
Oh. Top Gun Maverick is available on Amazon's Prime Video at the time of this recording.